see the exciting conclusions to the conference quarterfinals.
Here's the speedster. Marching in. Shot. Score! The Edmonton Oilers! The Edmonton Oilers have upset the Dallas Stars in overtime.
Also, the conference semifinals get underway.
Up in the middle. Marchand the point. Will score! Detroit wins it in overtime. 59 seconds in.
And a look back at the career of Penguin superstar Mario Lemieux.
I think the fans in Pittsburgh have been tremendous right from the start. They were tremendous in every comeback that I had attempted, and I owe them everything.
But first, we take you out west for streaks and deeks. The Western Conference quarterfinals closed out with a pair of dramatic Game 7 contests. In Dallas, the Stars led Edmonton 3-2 late in the second period of their deciding game, and they've pressed the attack for more.
And a save off the post! What a save by Cujo!
Moments later, Edmonton tied it.
And finally poked away to center. Matvichuk giving chase. Kovalenko's in the middle here. Kovalenko! He scores!
The two teams were made tied at a sudden death overtime when Joseph again stole the show.
Oh, my God, what a save! Oh, do you believe that?
And the Oilers again capitalized to end this memorable contest.
Wade got it over. Here's the speedster. Marchand in. Shot. Score! The Edmonton Oilers! The Edmonton Oilers have upset the Dallas Stars in overtime. Todd Marchand, the 23-year-old.
And the nightmare for the Dallas Stars is complete.
In Anaheim, the Coyotes and Mighty Ducks had a Game 7 showdown of their own, and Anaheim wasted little time taking control.
Here's Korpa. Blows it up. Scores! David Korpa! Here's Correa with wheels on his backhand. On his center in the front. Shot. They score! Oh, Bellows is taken out hard. And they score! Joe Sacco!
Midway through the game, Anaheim led 3-0, and goaltender Guy Bear made it stand.
It is all over in Anaheim. E.A. Bear, a 31-save shutout effort in a playoff game. The Ducks are going to Detroit.
In Detroit, the Mighty Ducks looked to upset the powerful Red Wings at the start of their conference semifinal matchup. The game remained scoreless until late in the second period.
Save made by Vernon. Rebound. The Ducks take a 1-0 lead.
Anaheim kept that lead until Sergei Fedorov tied the game in the third period, setting up another overtime finish.
Murphy got it out of there. He'll bring it shooting down the road. The point in the middle. Marchand the point. What a score! Detroit wins it in overtime. 59 seconds in.
Martin Lapointe, with his first shot on goal in this hockey game, has ended it.
Back at Joe Louis Arena for Game 2, it was the Red Wings who used a bit of luck to strike first.
Drops it for Yzerman. In front, obfuscated in. The Red Wings lead 1-0.
Anaheim trailed Detroit 2-1 in the closing minutes of play.
There's the save by Berger. Rebound score! Teuvo Solani!
Anaheim forced overtime, but they entered sudden death at a disadvantage. Backup Mikhail Stalenkov had to replace an injured Guy Bear.
Save rebound! Save by Stalenkov!
The Mighty Ducks had a glorious chance at victory, but it was Detroit who finally ended Game 2 in triple overtime.
Dino, Kozlov again, he shoots. Score! Score! The Red Wings have won it!
In the other conference semifinal, Colorado hosted Edmonton in a matchup of stellar goaltenders, but Game 1 quickly turned into a mismatch.
Curtis Joseph, gonna be busy again tonight by the looks of things. Scored! Center Forsberg. Up over the line. A shot. Forsberg. Second. Gets the play set up. Ozelin shot. Forsberg scores! He was on that puck like a bullet and saw the opening.
Peter Forsberg's three-point night gave Colorado a 1-0 series lead, and Game 2 was more of the same.
Back extends for Young in between the circles, marches in, shot, score! Scott Young! His first goal of the playoffs! Forsberg carries and waits, looks for help. Got Metz out behind to go, and Kamenski looking at Jim. They score! To the view! Lights the lamp again!
In his youth, Sergei Fedorov was proclaimed as the next great Soviet center for the fabled Red Army team. His dramatic defection and ultimate emergence as an NHL superstar has made Fedorov a hockey legend in both his homeland and his adopted country.
Works his way to center. Sergei Fedorov dance around a check. He comes in and he's in. He shoots. He scored.
Winner of the 1994 Hart Trophy is the league's most valuable player, and two-time Selke Award winner is the NHL's best defensive forward. Fedorov brings an exuberance and joy to the game that rekindles memories of his early childhood in the former Soviet Union.
I think I was 3.5, 3 years old. My mom took me skate mostly at nighttime. When I skate on that pond, I felt so much freedom, you know.
That freedom found on the ice was unique behind the Iron Curtain, and it shielded Fedorov from the harsh realities of Soviet rule.
I wasn't sure what it is all about, to be honest with you. I was very inexperienced, immature young person who tried to learn hockey, and I was so excited to play this game. I was loving it so much, and I didn't probably never crossed my mind those kind of things, you know, intimidation, all that.
The Soviet system was simple and understood. Collectivism was encouraged. Individualism was not. The state was the master of everyone's fate, and Sergei Fedorov became one of the many who toiled under the system. For most Russians, there was no escaping this oppression. But for the fortunate few athletes who were able to successfully defect, the NHL provided a welcome haven where they could demonstrate their skills and experience their freedom. In July 1990, Fedorov was in Portland, Oregon, representing the gold medal favorite Soviets at the Goodwill Games. A window of opportunity opened for him. Evaluating the risks, Fedorov stepped through it, leaving behind the only life he knew.
So I came up to Jimmy Lights and I said, probably Jimmy, let's go, or something like that. That's a couple words I know only. You know, we went out of the back door. In 20 minutes, we were up in the air. I thought at that time I'm never going to see my parents again. I was willing to take some risk and some danger.
Fedorov without the helmet. Fedorov for his second goal. Score! He's got two!
What I do on the ice come to me automatically. Because you got to do very quick things, very quick turns, shots, and this and that.
Fedorov for the hat trick. The backhand.
If it's clicking for me, I'm going to do perfect, and it's going to go through. Goalie never would stand a chance, you know. If I'm thinking too much, it's not going to click for me, you know.
Here is Fedorov, moves ahead, he scores! There you go. There it is!
After you've done your job, you score a goal or made a great pass, you can relax for a few seconds and think about over how that happened.
In 1996, Fedorov led Detroit to a regular season record 62 wins. However, a Stanley Cup championship continued to elude them. However, Fedorov's spectacular skills have elevated him to the most rarefied heights of his game. The freedom and joy he felt on that pond in Russia is still an essential part of his greatness today. Fedorov has become synonymous with excitement to hockey fans all over the world.
Pretty cool, huh?
This NHL superstar is enjoying his freedom and all the perks that go along with it. In the news, the Flyers have lost the services of center Václav Prospal for the duration of the playoffs. Prospal injured his wrist during a recent team practice, but is expected to recover in time for the start of next season. In coaching news, Mario Tremblay has announced he is stepping down as head coach of the Montreal Canadiens.
I would like to announce today that I resign as the head coach of the Montreal Canadiens. And first of all, I would like to thank Régent Hall to give me the opportunity to become the head coach of the Montreal Canadiens in the last 2 years. Well, I'll decide in the next couple of weeks or maybe the next month if I want to go back in coaching. And but for right now, what I want to do is take some good time with my family. I think they need it.
Elsewhere, hats off to St. Louis's Craig McTavish, the NHL's last helmetless player who announced his retirement after 17 seasons in the NHL. McTavish played for 5 different teams during his career and won 4 Stanley Cup championships. And finally, Ranger captain Mark Messier continues to reach new milestones, playing in a record number of NHL playoff contests.
Today, with number 228, no one in the history of hockey has played more playoff games than Mark Messier.
Now it's time for the Eastern Conference playoff highlights in Streaks and Deeks.
After 82 regular season games and 6 playoff contests, their season comes down to one last encounter.
It was a dramatic Game 7 for both teams. Buffalo was looking to advance to the conference semifinals for the first time since 1993, and Ottawa was looking for its first ever playoff series victory. Both of these Cinderella teams looked to Game 7 to complete a storybook ending.
The Ottawa Senators had the all-important first goal of Game 7. Drives the shot right through. It's in the net. This game is tied at 1. Now here's Jansen trying to come out with it. Goes down to the line for Red. Quick shot. Oh, I don't think Shields ever saw it. Wade Red, the youngster, with a wrist shot over the glove. And Ottawa takes a 2-1 lead.
Redden's first ever playoff goal seemed to ice Game 7, but sometimes things just go wrong.
Oh, that puck took a strange hop. This game is tied at 2.
Game 7 went into overtime, a place where heroes are made.
Senators try to dump it ahead. It's blocked by Derek Plant. Plant up into the zone, and Barnaby with a drives the shot. Goal! He scored! Derek Plant on the turnover!
The Senators came within inches of winning the series, but thanks to Derek Plant's overtime winner, Buffalo fans will remember this Game 7 forever.
Buffalo fans have never had a chance to witness a Game 7. But what a Game 7 they witnessed!
4 days later, Sabre fans saw Game 1 of the conference semifinals as Buffalo hosted the Philadelphia Flyers.
Barnaby out to the line. Luka wants it. Tries a shot just wide of Garceau. Down stretch right past Play and Garceau. They score! The Sabres have scored first and lead it 1-0. Career playoff goal for Michael Grosek. May racing after it with Niedema. Ties up Niedema. Tries to steal the puck. Rolls it out in front. Right over skates it. Svoboda lost it. Score! Svoboda lost the puck. Brad May knocks it home. It's 2-0 Buffalo. And now back the other way. The Flyers trying to get something going. Zubris gets himself free. Zubris the shot. Skip save. Rebound score! Well, Korda getting the goal and cuts the Buffalo lead in half.
The Sabres shook off Dan Kordick's goal and looked to increase their lead on a power play.
Burridge closing in. Right quick to the net. They score! Loose puck was picked up by Donald Audet. And the power play strikes, and it's a 2-goal lead for the Sabres again.
The Flyers' work ethic would pay off as the Sabres seemed to relax with the lead.
Then a chance here. Redmond score! And the clock has expired. The Flyers come out with it up to Howard Chuck. Dumps it back in front. Brindamore loose goal! Rod Brindamore, great move to the backhand. And this game is tied at 3.
With the clock winding down in regulation, the Flyers would finally take the lead.
Deep coming over to Hellbound. Holzinger there for the Sabres as well. Wraparound score! Tony to wraparound! 47 seconds left in regulation. An empty net goal puts an exclamation point on the comeback of the Philadelphia Flyers. Flyers will go on to victory here in game number 1. What a contest. Man.
Their last playoff meeting was one for the ages. The 94 Eastern Conference Finals culminated in a 7-game war that required 2 overtimes to apply the final exclamation point.
Stefan Matteau's goal sent the Rangers to the Stanley Cup Finals in 1994. And as New Jersey entered Game 1 of their conference semifinal series with New York, they tried to erase the past from their memories and concentrate on the present.
Back to the point. Chambers, the fake. Niedermeyer scores! Scott Niedermeyer! It's 1-0 New Jersey.
Devils goaltender Martin Brodeur stopped 21 shots and moved to his 6th career playoff shutout.
It landed a 2-0 Devils win.
A typical Devils win at that.
And they're up 1-0 in the series.
In Game 2, the Rangers would finally get on the board.
And it's dumped in for Gretzky. Gretzky controlling around behind. Deep to Leach. Score! Brian Leach, a power play goal.
Mike Richter was solid at net as he held on to a 2-0 win and his 8th career playoff shutout.
Back-to-back shutouts in this series. Game 1 by Brodeur. Game 2 by Richter. The series is tied.
Looking at the playoff scoring leaders, Joe Sakic is on top, scoring a point in every playoff game so far. Now we turn our attention to the European players in International Update. Starting us off is Russian defenseman Boris Mironov. Mironov has done well in his first playoff experience, contributing on both ends of the ice to help Edmonton advance to the second round.
Penalty coming up, delayed call. Shot on, score! Mironov!
What a laser by Boris Mironov. You could pretty well call it the most underrated shot because it is just incredible when he gets time to get it away. And you know what, his brother Dmitry that's playing just about got as good a shot as this one.
Dmitry Mironov is playing just as well as his brother for the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim in their first ever playoff run. Mironov's among the leaders for defensive scoring with 9 points, and he is also using his strength to make the big hits.
Off the puck. Oh, what a hit! Roenick was hammered. Dmitry Mironov.
Czech Republic native Michael Grosek is tied for the Sabres lead in plus-minus, and he celebrated a career first against the Flyers.
Garceau down stretch right past. Play in Garceau. They score! The Sabres have scored first and lead it 1-0.
Grosek has his first goal of postseason competition.
While Latvian Sandis Ozoliņš leads all defensemen in goals with 3.
Sandis Ozoliņš may be the most dangerous young defenseman in the league, joining the rush.
Peter Forsberg is the leading international playoff scorer with 14 points. It's time now for this week's best hits, saves, and bloopers in Don't Blink. We start off with Curtis Joseph of the Oilers and his show-stopping save on Mike Modano.
Get up, here we got the puck. And a save off the post. What a save by Cujo. Mike Modano with a magnificent effort. And Curtis Joseph almost put the puck in the net after he made the save.
In Anaheim, Guy Bear shows us how he uses his head.
Running cross shot, great shave! Guy Bear on keep the chook.
That one hit him actually in the forehead.
Hey guys, that's not how you do it. Watch this.
He got grunted.
And now back to the saves with some great glove stoppers.
From Paul Murphy shoots, deflected, and a save made by Pure. Whoa, did he react beautifully to that?
Talk about a building wall.
Made it up with Mironov. Mironov made a great move. And Wall got the glove out. And made another fine save.
Mike Richter comes up big with this sprawling game saver on John McClain.
And there's a loose to him by Orline, and a backhander sprawling save is made by Richter. He actually cleared that puck away with his bare hand, it looked like.
Ottawa's Ron Tugnutt gives up a goal to an unlikely source, his own teammate.
Oh, that puck took a straight top. And it went up the back of the blade. A gashed in right by the glove side.
Take it easy, Donald. You didn't get credit for the goal. Did you ever wonder what a cameraman and a linesman talk about during a play stoppage?
Give me one of your striped shirts. I can get you on camera.
Hey, Dan, didn't you get taught to keep your head up?
Captain Booker hit on Gordon.
Curtis Joseph's double overtime game saver is our stop of the week.
Wraparound chance. Push him back. Oh, my God, what a save. Oh, do you believe that? Oh, mercy. Put that one on your VCR and hang on to it.
Our power feature pays tribute to one of the best ever, Mario Lemieux.
Marcus Naslund, right in front. Here's Lemieux. He shouts and scores. Here comes Naslund, back to Lemieux. Lemieux bursting back into the Canucks and trying to tee it up. And Jonah has a hand on him. Puck goes in. The Penguins have scored. Somehow Lemieux put that puck in. Lemieux has a breakaway. Going for his 4th goal of the night. Lemieux in on Casey. Shoots. He scores! Mario Lemieux, a short-handed goal. He has his 4th of the night. His 62nd of the season. What a story for Mario Lemieux. Is he fantastic?
Pittsburgh, number 66, Mario Lemieux.
In the 1984 NHL draft, Lemieux was taken by the struggling Pittsburgh Penguins as the first pick overall. It didn't take long for Lemieux to prove himself.
There's Mario Lemieux, and he is off, racing it all alone. Lemieux, his first shot on goal, and he scores!
Mario went on to become the NHL's Rookie of the Year. 6 years later, he led Pittsburgh to the first of 2 Stanley Cups.
Here's Lemieux starting out. Penalty back to the play as Renke was knocked down. Lemieux dances and it scores!
You really don't need a game plan when you've got a guy like Mario Lemieux.
The slam shot never got to the net. Now it's free in front. Score! Lemieux. He gives the Penguins a lead. Pittsburgh Penguins to win the Stanley Cup for the second consecutive year.
Lemieux was named the playoff MVP for the second straight year. However, during the 2 championship seasons, he fought through chronic back pain. But in 1993, he would face his toughest challenge.
Well, it's very scary every time you hear the word cancer, and it's associated with yourself or your family. It's very scary. And to learn that I had Hodgkin's disease and that I was going to be having to fight cancer for a few months or a few years. And, that was a tough time in my life.
Remarkably, Mario would only need treatment for a month. Then he returned to the rink.
The shooter back in front. Tocchet's up in it by Galley. Play continues back to Lemieux. Lemieux comes in, shoots and scores! Mario Lemieux!
Having beat cancer, Mario was still bothered by a herniated muscle in his back.
I have decided to take a 1-year medical leave from the game of hockey. One morning I was playing with my daughter and I couldn't pick her up off the floor, and that's when I stood back and thought about my future. And I decided really to start working out at that time slowly and getting my strength back. And that's when I started to think that maybe I could play this game.
Here's Sandstrom, number 17. Now Lemieux, and there's number 500. Mario Lemieux has become the second fastest 500-goal scorer in National Hockey League history.
Last season, he won his 5th scoring title and was named MVP. This year, he continued his great play.
Lead pass to Lemieux behind the face, breakaway, and he goes shot. He shoots and scores. Yager comes up, goes to Francis. They look for Lemieux. He's wide open. He might have a chance for number 600. Hey, yes! Lemieux nails his 600 National Hockey League goal.
Though he led the league in scoring for the second straight year, Lemieux would call it quits after the playoffs. Down 3-0 to the Flyers, fans in Pittsburgh got one last Mario moment.
Blocked it. Lemieux heading up ice. Here he comes. Here he comes. He scores! You gotta love it!
I think the fans in Pittsburgh have been tremendous right from the start. They were tremendous in every comeback that I have attempted, and I owe them everything.
You look like Frank Sinatra there when you do it.
I do it my way. I do it my way.
And now for our first Power Pack game of the week. We begin with Game 7 of the Eastern Conference quarterfinals between Ottawa and Buffalo.
And the Sabres come out to center ice. That will flip it into the Ottawa zone, bounced away from Duchesne, but it's recovered and cleared by Buchanan. Duchesne has to chase it back again for the Senators. Buchanan able to pivot out center ice and bounces past Galley. Here's a tip for Gagg. He's in a long shoot. Saved by Shield. Steve Shield coming up huge. Ottawa Senators have outchanced the Buffalo Sabres in every game other than Game 1. Now they're doing it here again in Game 7. And Shields is holding down the fort. Senators trying to get the pressure back on again. Cunningworth sends it back behind the Buffalo goal. One-handed to the crease, covered up by Shields with that blocker hand.
Alexander Daycave took a goofy pass through the neutral zone, came in, tried to go between the legs or low stick side.
Here is Dave, who had a great chance even straight moments ago. Centering pass knocked away by Shields to the line, held in. Here is Lokinen with it, number 27, hands it off for Duchesne. Now Yashin could not handle it cleanly. Knocked away to the corner by Holzinger. Schmelik there for the Sabres as well. Comes back to the left point. Lokinen has it there. Hands it off now for Yashin. Dribble the circle, takes a look in, hands it off in the corner. McEachern centering pass, the chance here. Duchesne save made by Shield. Score! It was underneath his back, and then it was poked home. I believe it was McEachern that knocked it in as Shields looked like he had it covered, and the Ottawa Senators had the all-important first goal of Game 7.
Comes to Galley. Did he get a piece of it? No, it's going to be icing against the Buffalo Sabres. No, they waved it off. Now Burridge, number 12, out to the right point. Holzinger moves it back to Burridge on the far side. Burridge to Holzinger straight away. Moves it on the left side for Galley. Galley goes back to Holzinger. Winds up, drives a shot right through. Score! It's in the net! It'll be a power play goal for Donald Audette. This game is tied at 1. The teams are at full strength to start this third period. If Buffalo wins, they will open up here at home against the Philadelphia Flyers in second-round action, probably Friday night. If Ottawa wins, they will take on the New Jersey Devils in a second-round series. And the Rangers would play the Flyers because, keep in mind, they do the reseeding again. So New Jersey, as the #1 seed in the East, is going to play the lowest surviving seed from this first-round action. And so those other teams around the NHL are watching with great interest. As Burridge for Buffalo. Here's the center ice. Audette has it there. Logan stood him up with a cross check. That was down low when he took the stick up high. There's a chance now in front. Schmelik broke the stick. The stick went in the net. The red light went on. The blade of the stick went in and the red light came out. The crowd reacted. The puck was well wide. Back the other way, Yashin. Sends it in front. Tipped away by Shields. Here is Wade Redden with it. Sends it deep now. Wilcox giving a shove there. Now here's Yashin trying to come out with it. Goes out to the line for Redden. Quick shot, score! Oh, I don't think Shields ever saw it. Wade Redden, the youngster, with a wrist shot over the glove. And Ottawa has scored in the first minute of the third period.
Ottawa 2 shots on goal here in the third, even though Buffalo has had the lone power play. Outshot Buffalo in 11 of their last 12 meetings, including the playoffs. Hey, down the stretch, Ottawa performed admirably just to get into a playoff position.
Oh, oh, that puck took a strange hop. We saw a strange goal at the other end go in on Steve Shields, and Ron Tugnut, much like Shields, shrugged his shoulder as if to say, I never saw it. It was right off the face-off. Another power play goal, and this game is tied at 2.
We rejoin the game early in overtime.
Senators look to come out with it. This is one of the guys they look to. Yashin tries one high off the glass behind Shields. Gardner and Dackel in there for the Senators. Dackel knocked it loose. Now Zitnik pulls it out in front. Deflected away by Schmelik. Daw, dangerous cross-ice clear. Didn't come out. Here's a tip for Yashin. Good stop there by Shields. Flashed out the right pad to make the save. Boy, has this kid put on a performance, taking over for a potential most valuable player. And Dominic Hasek, quick chance, tough angle. Sent wide of the net. Dixon Ward plays it around. Yashin tried to knock it down with a glove. Jason Daw gets there. He took a hit. Zitnik with it. Tried to go back around the boards. It's blocked by Gardner. Gardner couldn't control it cleanly. Chases it down, leaves it for Dackel. Dackel out of the corner. Centering pass deflected in front of Shields. Jason Daw comes up with it. And he decides he's had enough on this shift of the puck deep in the Buffalo zone. He'll ice it. And the touch-up by Jason York.
Jason York, the defenseman, had a very, very good read in anticipating the turnover at the blue line. And he jumped right in there with no hesitation whatsoever. And a good quick read right there by Jason York. Feeds it ahead to Yashin. And Yashin gets an excellent chance. Trust me, that went off the right pad of the goaltender. Bang, right there. Good save by Shields.
Senators right at center ice. Dump it in on Shields. Bouncing puck over his goal stick. Centering pass knocked away. Yashin recovered. Put it back in front. Nearly sent it McEachern. Back come the Sabres. Jason Daw looking to go wide on the defenseman Redden. Daw breaks through the check. Redden though got some good support there.
Wow, what a hit.
Crowd reacts to that. That was Pekka that made the hit. He's looking for the puck. He wants to go with it. Pekka took a chop from McEachern as he went by him. And now it's out to center ice as the Senators clear the zone. Jason York with a tackle. And he got away with that. Players changing, sticks on the ice. Guys without helmets, gloves. Leaves it back behind his own net now for Galley. Galley looking to come out with it. Plays it off the glass. Deflected by Barnaby, center ice. Senators try to dump it ahead. It's blocked by Derek Flint. Flint up into the zone. And Barnaby with him. Drives the shot. Goal! He scored! Derek Flint on the turnover. Plant, who scored a strange goal to tie this game in the third, takes advantage of a turnover, and Ron Tugnut, the goalie, couldn't believe he didn't stop it.
Buffalo's dramatic overtime win advances them into the Eastern Conference semifinals. We take you to Dallas for Game 7 of the Western Conference quarterfinals between the Stars and the Oilers.
Two great netminders in here tonight. Knocked away at center and dumped further into the zone. Dallas up. Harvey knocked that one away and puts the big bang on DeVries in the corner. The puck ends up going up and over the glass. This has been a very physical series. I mean, these two teams have the evidence of it all over their bodies.
Well, Todd Harvey's really a pipsqueak compared to a lot of the Edmonton forwards. That's the biggest difference in size of these two teams is up front. Mike Greer, the man you're looking at, is 6'1", 220 pounds. But the average for the Oilers is 212 pounds. As far as I'm concerned, forget about the height. For Dallas Stars, it's 194. That's 18 pounds per man, average. That's a big difference.
It's a huge difference, average.
Especially when they can skate, Gary. Usually the small guys are the fast guys. But in this case, Edmonton's guys can skate. This is what Dallas wants to do. This is Todd Harvey. Dallas wants to play a strong forechecking game, bang, keep the puck deep in the Edmonton zone, and above all, take the open ice away.
One back to the point, deflected before it got in on Cujo. Grant Ledyard, their veteran, of the chance. First penalty. Score! The Dallas Stars on a delayed call take the lead as Benoit Hogue picked up the rebound and buried it. And a veteran, Benoit Hogue, comes away with a goal. 1-0. There was a delayed call coming at the side of the net on an interference. Hogue just picked up that rebound and put it in for his second goal of this playoff year. Off the face-off, tipped ahead by Greer into the zone. Backhand chance, and he scored! Greer took the initial shot, hit off the post. Red Murray came in, picked up the rebound, and put it home. Two rookies, 1-1.
The crowd didn't have much to cheer about for very long, did they? See that kid number 15, Joe Holbig? He played last night in St. John, New Brunswick for Hamilton, chartered to Hamilton, flew here on a plane today, a rookie in his first NHL playoff game, and look at the play he made. He chipped it by his man off the faceoff, and his shot hit the post, came right back out to Rem Murray, and Bob Basson, number 28 for Dallas, couldn't get to Rem Murray in time.
Doug Wade out there, their leading scorer for 4 years with the Edmonton Oilers. Working on the power play, one back in behind the net by Guy Carbonneau, and it's cleared out of the zone. All the way up the other end. We rifled out of there that time as Ledyard got all of that. 41 left on the power play, brought back in. He was dumping this time. Mironov set it into the corner. Big hit from behind by Ledyard, and a penalty coming up, delayed call. Shot on, score! Mironov! On a delayed call for a second penalty. As he put that one top shelf over the glove shoulder of Andy Moog. Power play right now. The Stars do hold it in, and they've got the advantage. Sador tried to center, had it knocked away, and in behind the net was Richardson. Went the other way with it. Lewandijk on him. Power play for the Stars. They're trailing 2-1 in this game 7. Dumped back. Richardson again moved up to get it. Cleared up, not out. Daryl Sador held it in for big center. Shot just missed wide. Great play by Pat Verbeek on the setup as they had Cujo out of position. Couldn't convert. Verbeek shot blocked by the D. Sent back up to the blue line. Zubov's got it there. Zubov leaves it on that wide wing. They'll set Verbeek up in the middle. Sador for Verbeek. Tipped it. Hit the defenseman's leg again and cleared out of the zone. Pat Verbeek. A couple of great setups on that last play, but they did not convert. Benoit Hogue was over there in that first chance. Change up made, shot goes off the blocker. Verbeek took the chance, rebounded back Zubov. Power play, 58 seconds left on it. Sador, they're moving the puck right now. Back to the point, Zubov sends it into the corner to Hogue. Benoit Hogue backs it up Lewandijk. Hogue, Verbeek in front. Zubov shot. Score!
Finally, the power play has produced for the Dallas Stars here at home.
Edmonton, as we said, has not had a lead very often in this series, and when they've had it, they've not been able to hang on. Coming into this game, they've led for 56 minutes in the first 6 games. Fans wanted a tripping call behind the play. They won't get it. Hatcher sent that one in. Chase down, far in. Hatcher again. Love back out through the middle. Head Edmonton trying to get it onside. Dallas has had a tremendous checking game here in this game. Kept the heat on. A little more than I think they've had in the previous. Stars able to hold that one in and gunned wide of the net. Good effort by Bob Bassett. Cujo redirects it up to Smith. Hello, Bob Bassett got him. Bassett laid him out. Cleared it to Verbeek. Verbeek for Bassett. Score! Oh, yes! What a play! It'll be moved out with 1:08 left to go. Still a 4-on-4 situation. Here's Modano. Modano trying to go around the net. Get a little face rub. Compliments of Luke Richardson. He still has the puck. Modano still shot. Just missed. Mike Modano, as he did in the last game when he got the game winner, went all the way around the net. Now he gets hauled down. Kerry Fraser standing there said, "Get up because you got the puck." And a save made off the post. What a save by Cujo. Rolled back through the crease. Mike Modano with a magnificent effort. And Cujo, Curtis Joseph, almost put the puck in the net after he made the save.
Mike Modano might have just had the series on his stick, but he couldn't get it airborne. After some confusion between Richardson and Mironov, Yuri Lehtinen kept it in, gave it to Modano. Watch this move. If he can get it 4 inches into the air. That's all. He gets it over Cujo's stick, and he decided to try to beat him low. Give full marks to Curtis Joseph. He kept his stick right along the ice and then just about put it in himself.
Back to 5-on-5 now with only 33 seconds left to go in this period. Hatcher again trying to move it in. Hatcher takes the shot. Deflected right in front. Comes right back to it. And finally poked away to center. Matt Tkachuk giving chase. Kovalenko's in the middle here. Kovalenko! He scores! Great read on the far side to get it to Kovalenko. And we've got a 3-3 game with 19 seconds left in the second period.
Kovalenko ended the scoring in regulation. We now move to overtime.
That's Lindgren for the Edmonton Oilers in that dark uniform. Another one of their rookies. Here he is in the OT coming out to take the face-off against Nieuwendyk. Nieuwendyk won it. Left it set right there in the circle. Cleared back out by Sador. There's a face-off win for Dallas. 4-on-4 now. Bassett poked it up the near side to Sador. Sador looking to center. Sador, wraparound chance. Cujo batted it once. Oh my God, what a save! Oh, do you believe that? Oh, mercy! I'll tell you, Nieuwendyk doesn't believe it. There was nothing but air. And then there was Cujo. Held in here, shot at another Cujo save on a rip shot from the point by Sador again. Third back out the center. Grant Ledyard and Sador out there along with Modano and Yuri Lehtinen. Gillis moves over, take Lehtinen out of the play. Wade is out there, moving it up ice. Wade got it over. Here's the speedster. Marchand in. Shot. Score! The Edmonton Oilers! The Edmonton Oilers have upset the Dallas Stars in overtime. Todd Marchand, the 23-year-old.
Between the Phoenix Coyotes and the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim. Let's get right to the game already in progress and see who will advance to the next playoff round.
Face off to the left of Hebert. Mark Janssens will take this draw for Anaheim. That's against Stapleton, and Stapleton wins. Shot off the face-off is right on through traffic, and Hebert makes that stop. Best chance of the hockey game so far.
Well, extended time in the zone for Phoenix is what they want. For Guy Hebert's boys, if they're going to be inside the zone, fishing pucks around the boards and being hit, because that's what Phoenix wants to do. Off the face-off, Phoenix gets a good shot, but good coverage there by the Ducks. They didn't allow anybody to get through for any potential rebound, which was there only for a matter of a second or so. Guy Hebert covered up. Phoenix wants to pound away. They want to get in there and continue that pounding. In the games they've lost, they feel they have not been very effective. In the games they've won, they think they have played well physically.
Ducks come out at center, led by Warren Reichel. He'll slam it around the boards. Jansen and Stapleton come together. Oleg Tverdovsky continues to be booed here every time he touches the puck. The former Mighty Duck. Glance off the sideboard to keep Tkachuk was checked, and that prompts the walk from the crowd. Is taken away by J.J. Daigneault off for Reichel. He fires. It looks like Tkachuk's being double shifted early on here in this first period.
We're going to see Tkachuk on just about every line in every situation. I'd be surprised if Keith Tkachuk plays any less than 27 or 28 minutes tonight. He'll play with everybody.
There's Tkachuk right there. He's checked by Reichel. Ted Drury throws the body check as well. Drury, of course, made the controversial hit in Phoenix in the last game, number 6. Lead pass for Reichel. Pulls up. Gets the shot off. Save. And Javi Bulin stopped that one. He's in the hockey game.
Anaheim's trying to test Javi Bulin's nerves early on here, too. They're just throwing it at the net from everywhere. Those shots are not dangerous, but you just never know how uptight a guy may be in a Game 7 situation. He's obviously been fine up to now.
Park is checked. Karpa in there as well. It's almost like an overtime attitude, right? When you say shoot the puck at any time. Well, in a Game 7, it's almost like sudden death. It's a sudden death hockey game.
Sure, that's right. That seems to be the mentality here, certainly for Anaheim. This is their first extended time inside Phoenix's zone, really, and they've come out wanting to shoot from anywhere.
Gartner is hit by Baumgartner. Ducks get it. Turnover. Here's Karpa. Loads it up. Scores! David Karpa! And it's 1-0. Anaheim.
First period. They're going to be worried about a lot more right now. This is a screenshot. Watch the traffic in front of Javi Bulin. That's the problem. Karpa gets a shot off the wall. There may even have been a slight redirection by one of his defensemen in front of the net. The puck comes off the wall and Karpa just hammers it towards the net in the general direction. Javi Bulin looked as if he was looking for it to change direction or come up off the ice. It simply went underneath his pad. He never got down in time. But it's the traffic in front and the sticks waving that caught his eye and got him off track.
Big line is out there, really for both teams, considering Keith Tkachuk is out with Cliff Ronning, and Mike Gartner's shot. Whoa, wild carom in front of the net there.
Oh, man, I tell you, that's a bad sign for Javi Bulin. If things start going like that for him in this game, that came off the board so weird, right through the crease. You could see it absolutely scared the wits out of him. He wanted to go out behind the net, has to stop, then it's coming right at him. He could very well have put this one right into his own net. You never know what's going to happen if you're a goaltender. Every time you leave the crease, it's hard enough handling a regular shot. Watch this. The supports in between the glass is what gives these guys fits. They don't fit tightly sometimes. The puck gets shot around. Watch how severely it changes angles. There's Javi Bulin following it around. Whoa! It's a good thing he tracked it well. It hit the side of the net right near the post and changed direction almost right through the crease. I'm sure you could feel how scared he was from up here when it changed direction.
A bad omen, a sign of things to come. Check back in about 2.5 hours. We'll let you know for sure. Karpa, the goal scorer behind the net, couldn't handle it. Now Tkachuk has. Tkachuk out there with Ronning and Gartner. Barron on the point. Barron will try to get to it. Couldn't. And as the Ducks get to it, Sacco is tripped up. There's Yari Curry now. Curry goes cross-eyes. His pass couldn't connect. And Tkachuk's ahead of the pack. Can they get it to him? Yes. Here's Keith Tkachuk. He's onside. He shot. He hit the post. Tkachuk hit the post on the breakaway.
He thinks he scored. He had his arms up in the air. The red light did not come on, and the referee was waving his hands. No goal, and obviously the play's still going on. He thought it was in.
Here's Karpa now for Anaheim. Tkachuk able to keep in. Keith Tkachuk is all over the place. Now he's playing the point and keeping the puck in. And finally, Anaheim able to get it out the center. Tkachuk was onside. You saw that one developing. And it's fired in by Murray Barron. Abear will play it. Coyotes go for a change. Off the skate of Bellows. Here's Stapleton trying to break in 1-on-4. Stapleton centered in front. Coyotes get to it. That shot deflected and will catch glass. Anaheim tries to clear, and they do.
Anaheim's lost a little bit of their edge now. Phoenix has recovered fine. They're still down 1 goal, but they're taking to Anaheim now.
Here's Terodowski, and he was offside as he left it there for Jim McKenzie.
There was no further scoring in the period.
Say goodbye to the 2nd seed in the Western Conference.
How
so
about,
long, Dallas Stars.
How about those Edmonton Oilers? Oh, man. Congratulations to them, and boy, I'll tell you, the empty feeling that the Dallas Stars and the Ottawa Senators have right at this moment is hard to believed. When the last game is over and you just fall off the edge of the earth, it's terrible.
Here's Correa with wheels on his backhand, trying to center in front. Shot, they score! Steve Ruchin! 2-0, Anaheim. This is the last game of the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Everything else has been determined, and here's the way the West will shake out. We know that Colorado will play Edmonton in the second round of the playoffs, and Detroit will open up their series at home against the winner of this game tonight, Phoenix and Anaheim.
And Colorado-Edmonton is going to be pretty interesting, because I know a couple of Colorado players have said that Edmonton gives them as much trouble as most teams in the league. Anybody who does. Edmonton, because of that speed, they're hard to predict. You don't know exactly how they're going to play. They just keep coming at you, play that physical game and the speed game. And I'm sure Colorado's really worried, and they should be.
And Brian, a young club that didn't rattle. As Bill Pito pointed out in our last update, 3 of their 4 wins came in overtime.
And, you know, when you survive those overtime situations, that makes you that much more dangerous in the rest of the rounds.
Oh, Bellows is taken out hard, and they score! Joe Sacco! Huge collision as Bellows was taken out, but Sacco makes it feel much better with the goal, and it is 3-0 Anaheim.
We now move to the last few seconds of the game with Anaheim about to make franchise history.
Off the face-off, shot is blocked. Correa out at center. Final 5 seconds.
Anaheim wins their first playoff series ever to advance to the conference semifinals against the Red Wings. I'm Garrett Michaels. Tune in next week for more exciting playoff action.